It's ready. He's ready.
We don't have screen?
Here we are.
There we go. Okay, I'm going to call the May 1st, 2019 Concord Township Board of Trustees meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Galloway, do you want to lead us?
Absolutely, sir. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mrs. Luda?
Here.
Mr. Dondorfer?
Here.
Mr. Malcheski?
Present. With regards to approval minutes, we have what dates?
April 3rd.
April 3rd?
April 3rd. April 3rd minutes. Any changes, Connie?
Nope. Not for me.
I approve those. Connie, you approve those?
Yes.
Mr. Dondorfer?
I abstain.
Okay. So those will go as approved. How about we swear Mr. Dondorfer in with his family being here?
Great.
Okay, let's go do that. Bring the daughters up too. Charlie,
Wow.
I was holding that down. Maybe a little color. Hand at the bottom, raise your right hand.
Oh, there you go.
We'll switch, how about that? I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of
and
Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will
and that I will
faithfully discharge
faithfully discharge
the duties
the duties
of trustee of Concord Township,
of trustee of Concord Township,
to which office
to which office
I have been appointed
to which office I have been appointed,
according to the law
according to the law
and the best of my ability.
and to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd just like to say a few words before my first official meeting. I would like to start out by thanking Mr. Malcheski and Mrs. Luda for affording me the opportunity to serve as Concord trustee. You both have done a significant work and have done great things in Concord Township, and I hope to learn from both of you and to help the township. I'd also like to thank Mr. Galloway for his support over the years. He has done a phenomenal job in Concord Township, and I wish him the best as his new endeavor as county auditor. I'd like to thank Andy Rose and Amy Dawson and the entire Concord Township team that has made me feel very welcomed and has also given me guidance in learning the different divisions of the township. I look forward to working with the township. I do have to give special thanks to my family. Without their support, I don't think I would have a lot of success throughout my career that I did. My wife, Allison, my daughters, Carly and Mallory, my father, my in-laws that are here today, Bill and Pat, my Aunt Kathy, and my friends that have showed up to join me today on this occasion. Without their love and support, I thank you very much. I wouldn't be here. With that, I'm looking forward to continue my service as trustee. I had a great career as a law enforcement officer, and I believe that those positions in public service and that public officials have, come with a obligation of public trust, and I have always held that public trust close to my heart, and I believe I'll carry that on as trustee and do my best to make decisions that represent the collective best interest of Concord Township. So thank you.
And since we have Mr. Galloway here, we have we got you a little picture to hang up in your new office. Come on up here. Congratulations,
Oh,
Concord Township.
how nice.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
If I would,
Sure. I would just,
good luck getting me not to talk. Couldn't pull it off for 14 years. You're not going to get away today. I want to thank you all for the last 14 years being part of this team. Connie, who first approached me in 2005 actually she started working on me in 2004 to run for trustee, and I think the first few times I told her no, and then, but you know Connie, she's persistent. And having run in 2005, I didn't know Paul at the time, and we were both elected in that election, and we came in together at the same time. And fun fact for the folks at home, Paul, even though Paul and I didn't know each other, we have the same birthday, including day, month, year. Although I frequently would like to remind him that I was born in the morning and he was in the afternoon, and that makes me the older and wiser of the two. Truly, it's been a blessing for 14 years to be able to serve this community, to work with all of you. When Amy became fiscal officer, she had big shoes to fill, and I'm experiencing that now as our county auditor. Of course, Mr. Sapancic was auditor for 32 years, and we wish him well in his retirement and in his health improvement. And so the sleeves are rolled up and working every day for Lake County, but I will tell you that I miss this crew. Andy's been a great addition to the township. We have a former administrator here, Kathy Mitchell, in the back. Some of our other former administrators, Mr. Lee Bodnar, Mr. Jack Nettis. Jack is, of course, retired in Florida. And are always present, although sometimes 5 or 6 minutes late to the meeting, legal counsel Michael Lucas. And all the department heads that have been and are here now. Chief Sabo, Chief Warner's here. Where's Chief Warner's always? He's hiding in the back now that he's with the Sheriff's Department. I'm very proud of the work that we did when I was on this board, and I know that Carl is going to do a great job, and I think you guys should be commended for such a great choice.
Thank you.
He is some individual that I've known, got to know as a trustee when he was at the Sheriff's Office, and he's always put public service ahead of self, and I think in this day and age that's needed now more than ever. But you have always been family throughout this process. I consider you family, and you working with all of you, it made it enjoyable to not only get things done for the residents, but I think we always had a good time doing it, and we worked together great as a team. And for that, I am thankful. I feel blessed in my time here, and it's a time that I will always cherish. Now, that being said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still a Concord resident. Going to be working hard for Concord residents, just in a different manner as county auditor. And so I look forward to continuing that public service for them. And I'm so pleased that I was able to stay on as chairman of the Joint Economic Development District Board to help continue the vision on some of the economic development that we've worked on over the years. And it affords me an opportunity to hopefully be a resource to this board and potentially future boards. So I would say to any residents, if you see me around town, say hi. But thank you so much. It was really a blessing serving with all of you, and good luck in your endeavors, Mr. Dondorfer.
Thank you,
They're a
Mr.
great
Galloway.
team, and you're going to do well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Now, I was just reminded when Chris and I shook hands here, I think the first time we met was just right outside on this lawn, right out in front of Town Hall. That was back in 2005, so it was.
running against each other at the time,
Well,
in theory.
yeah, in theory. I didn't see it that way, as you noticed. So, congratulations on the appointment, and I really, truly appreciate all your service to Concord Township. It's been immense, and you know how hard you worked, and I know how hard you worked, and so there's very few people that could appreciate that as much as probably Connie and I can.
Right.
So, thank you. Okay, Amy, fiscal officer, anything you want to say?
Absolutely. As of April 30th, we were 33% of the way through the calendar year. Treasury balance for the 19 active funds within the township treasury was $6.2 million. Balance includes $1.4 million in funds set aside for specific projects. Year-to-date expenditures were 25% of the amount appropriated for this year, and revenue is at 47%. So we are well within budget. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call my office, 354-7516.
Connie, anything to report?
Nothing to report.
Carl, anything to report?
Nothing to report.
Okay, well, I'm starting to get the host of calls that we typically get right around the rainy season. So, stormwater is brewing, and we forward a lot of those phone calls over to the stormwater department. And I was blessed to see all of you, including our former trustee, at Law Day today, this
Right.
morning, today being May 1st. And so I was greatly appreciative to have you all there, although you were a former Liberty Bell Award winner, you're a former President's Award winner. Oh, you're fresh though, Mike, right? It was just
Fresh as a daisy.
Yeah,
just last year.
yeah, we were both last year.
Yeah, just last year.
Mm-hmm.
So much appreciative of everybody being there. Besides that, I have nothing else to report. So, administration, Andy Rose.
Thank you, Mr. Melchesky, members of the board, Mrs. Dawson, good evening. Trustees, our first limited home rule resolution is on today's agenda for a first reading. It is a confirmation of the township's road system and who is responsible for each road. We are working on a walking path plan for the Jordan Creek property that we acquired several years ago, where we demolished the houses in the floodplain. And we're following the environmental covenants and working on that plan in conjunction. Lake Metro Parks has loaned us one of their park planners to give us some assistance, so we thank them. This is in its infancy, but it'll probably come up towards the end of the year. We have a couple of job postings on our website. We have our annual summer hire help for the service department, and then we also have a college intern that we're looking for the administration, and you can see our website for additional details on that. And we would like to welcome the following new business, Blank Boutique, located at 9853 Johnny Cake Ridge Road in Unit 2. And we'd also like to congratulate Cryle Hardware on their successful relocation down to 8115 Cryle Road. So we thank them for their investment in our community, and we wish them success. And that concludes my report. Thank you, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. I also have the cemetery sexton report. Please join us at 9 a.m. on Monday, May 27th for a brief Memorial Day service at Concord Cemetery, located on State Route 608. This is a wonderful time to honor and pay tribute to the veterans buried in our cemeteries and remember the loved ones that have gone before us. A reminder to all our citizens that no plantings will be allowed in the 2004 in-ground cremation section, and no trees are allowed to be planted in the 2004 section. All trees and shrubbery must be approved by the cemetery sexton. Concord Township does reserve the right to maintain the plantings, which may include trimming or removal if deemed necessary by the cemetery sexton. Maintenance of the cemetery grounds has begun. And the cemetery staff keeps a close watch on the cemetery, and they reserve the right to remove any live decorations and non-floral decorations that are not in keeping with the beautification of the cemetery. And just a reminder, glass of any kind, styrofoam, birdhouses, and feeders are prohibited. If you have any other questions, please contact the Concord Township Cemetery Sexton at 354-7518, and the rules are listed on our website underneath cemetery listed in departments. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. Fire Department, Chief Sabo.
Good evening, everyone. Before I give my report, I'd like to introduce Dr. Don DiCarlo, President of University Hospitals Geauga Medical Center, along with Joanne Schmidt, the EMS Administrator for University Hospitals Geauga Medical Center. UH has stood by Concord Fire Department since 2005 in support of our mission to professionally provide quality service to our community. And we are pleased to have Dr. DiCarlo here today with Joanne to give a short presentation. Unfortunately, the squads were supposed to be here, but they're out doing work, so they weren't able to join us. So, Dr. DiCarlo, thank you.
So I appreciate the opportunity to come before you. I'm the President and Chief Medical Officer, but I'm also UH Geauga Hospital, but I'm also emergency department physician for the past 20 years. So we purchased these devices, which are called Lucas devices, which help with chest compression for patients who are in cardiac arrest, which means that their patient has stopped breathing. Approximately 350,000 people every year in this country go into cardiac arrest, and about 1 out of every 6 patients who go into cardiac arrest will die. These devices, along with the effective use of chest compressions and CPR, have been shown to triple the survival rate. So it is of critical importance that the Concord Fire Department have the appropriate equipment to take care of your community. We appreciate very much our ability to collaborate with you and your willingness to allow us to help facilitate the care to very much deserved community. So I'd like to thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's your chance, right?
The next one.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Joanne. Appreciate it. So, this is the this donation to Concord Fire Department from University Hospitals will completely outfit all 3 of our squads with this technology to provide automated chest compression to cardiac arrest victims and increase survivability during cardiac arrest. And if you've noticed during my reports, the number of times that we're getting that reserve squad in service and using it is more frequent now. So it was important that we acquired that piece of equipment. So I really appreciate University Hospital's support with that.
That's great.
For the month of April, we had 133 EMS events with 107 transports. We had 6 fire events. We had 3 brush fires in Concord, and we had 3 building fires outside of Concord Township that we assisted with. We gave mutual aid 16 times to our neighbors, and we received mutual aid 10 times. Our Fire Prevention Bureau was busy with 2 plan reviews, 34 annual inspections, 3 follow-up inspections, 16 fire protection testings, and 16 fire alarm inspections. Our public educator was out doing 1 Knox box installation and 1 lockbox return, as well as providing 1 adult public safety and fire extinguisher training. So our Fire Prevention Bureau is going through some changes. Today we recognized Ken Abram, who retired from the Concord Township Fire Department. He's going to be missed. He was a vital asset to our fire prevention program, and we sent him on his way today with a nice luncheon, and I appreciate the members of the board that were able to make it today, and for Mr. Lucas making a presence as well. We appreciate that. Additionally, I'd like to just extend a gratitude to Bob's Garage. As you know, we put in service our rescue pumper 1375, or we will be putting it in service soon. Bob's Garage donated a couple of cars from their salvage yard to help us with training. They do that frequently, and their generosity does not go unnoticed. That helps us to learn the tools and techniques of rescue today. Additionally, I want to thank Lubrizol Corporation. They're offering their training site so that we can do some additional trainings with our new rescue pumper, as it has foam capabilities, and that's not something we've ever had before. So thanks to Lubrizol Corporation for that, and they'll be getting some thank you letters as well.
How much foam capabilities do we have?
All our engines have foam capability to some degree. This is the first one where the foam is on board with its own 35-gallon tank and can deploy rapidly. All the other ones are portable tanks that we have to carry up to the fire scene.
So how big of a use is this new one
So
compared to what? I guess
it'll get
compared-
used a lot more. With the new technology, the pump operator has a panel right on the side that just, if they show up at a car fire, the pump operator hits car fire, and the electronics just know what concentration of foam to mix up and what's deployed on that car fire. If it's a brush fire, they hit brush fire. If it's overhaul, they hit overhaul, and it mixes the concentration all on its own. It has a 35-gallon foam tank and a 750-gallon water tank, and it automatically concentrates that for us to the right mixture. We did use it on a brush fire right behind the service department the other day, and I can tell you I think we used 200 gallons of foam and about 2 gallons of foam. 200 gallons of water and 2 gallons of foam, about. So it goes a long way. Just
Yeah,
a little bit of foam
way.
goes a long way, and it puts a blanket over that fire to keep it suffocated out. So it's a good application.
How often is that used on the freeway? Foam.
Well, we don't know because we've never really had.
I know,
it,
but I mean,
but we have had opportunities for car fires, truck fires. It's a great tool.
does Lubrizol go out there now?
To the
Or-
freeway?
Yeah.
No. Unless it was a large incident where we would need to call them out for something, then they would. They're in our MABUS system, and they're always right there next to us, willing to respond. The fire department just wants to remind everyone that we have begun our annual hydrant maintenance program. Concord firefighters will flush and test individual hydrants between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. The program will be ongoing into the summer months. Firefighters remain in the vicinity of each hydrant as they allow water to flow, perform necessary training, and then they'll close up the hydrant before they leave. If a hydrant needs repairs, we send a request to the respective water company, who are the owners of the hydrants. Residents may notice a slight discoloration of their water when flushing is being completed in their neighborhoods. Running cold water for a few minutes before use should eliminate any discoloration. And the reason I say that the firefighters stay with the hydrant, the water companies will be out also, and they will be flushing hydrants, but they don't stay with the hydrant. They leave. We stay with the hydrant. So if you see a hydrant that's flowing, you're more than welcome to call us, and we'll deal with it. But we'll end up just calling the water company to find out what they're doing. As we get notice of that happening, we will make sure that we get that out and as soon as we can.
Let me add my 2 cents. The water company is not regulating nor watching, so if there is a water leak, they will not know it unless somebody calls it in, or unless they drive by. Otherwise, you think that there would be some type of gauge that would suggest that there's a leak in their system, but there is not, as our Pine Hill residents know.
Yeah, yeah. So that concludes my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Chief.
Chief.
Service Department, Mr. Kraska.
Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Concord Township Service Department first would like to extend a warm welcome to our new trustee, Carl Dondorfer.
Thank you.
We look forward to working with Carl and the board as we continue to provide a wide variety of services for the residents of Concord Township. Since our last meeting, the construction season has become quite active, even though we are struggling with the wet weather pattern this spring. It's a little tongue twister. Chagrin Valley Paving is currently working on the following county roads: Girdled Road and Morley Road. They have also begun work on Concord Township roads that include Concord Point Court, Danvers Drive, and the entire Brunel Drive development. Concord Township roads have been planed and full depth repairs completed. Residents on the residential streets can expect activity to resume the week of May 6th. At that time, they will chip seal the inner layer, presuming that the weather improves. If it rains, expect delays in the project's progression. News regarding our road department replacement project on Christian Avenue and Jason Avenue has become complex, with the discovery that utilities, including gas and communications under the road surface, are too shallow and need to be lowered in advance of the actual road improvements. During the past week, the cable television and internet providers have been addressing their infrastructure and relocating it as needed. On the other hand, we have multiple gas line laterals that also are in need of adjustment. We've been informed by Dominion Energy that work on those gas laterals may begin to take place next week. All this additional work is going to create unexpected excavations in many front yards, adding to the complexity of the work site. Residents should expect full restoration of these areas upon completion of the project, which will take place over the next 3 to 4 months. The Concord Service Department staff participated in our third observance of Arbor Day this past Friday. 3 trees donated by the Master Gardeners, Concord Garden Club, and Klein Nursery were planted as part of a ceremony endorsing Arbor Day. The trees were planted at the entrance to Town Hall and at the old schoolhouse on Ravenna Road. Arborist Ben Askren also demonstrated planting procedures and care instructions for young trees. Concord Township expresses gratitude on behalf of the residents of this community to these organizations and businesses for their thoughtful gifts, which will adorn township facilities for years to come. You can now mark your calendar for Saturday, March 18th for our annual spring brush and yard waste drop-off that is scheduled from 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. on the 18th.
Whoa.
The Service Department will have personnel on hand to assist residents at our facility located at 7229 Ravenna Road.
Right, that's May 18th.
Did I say,
March.
did I? Sorry about that. May 18th. Anyways, the department employees will help offload brush and yard waste as you arrive at the collection center. Brush dropped off will be chipped and made available to residents on a first-come, first-served basis. Yard waste is collected and taken to a local recycle center and composted. Only limbs, twigs, and branches no greater than 6 inches in diameter will be accepted. Yard waste will only be accepted in biodegradable bags or small containers that can be dumped. No tree stumps, pallets, contaminated materials, or processed wood such as lumber or railroad ties are accepted. Beginning on May 20th, we are also pleased to announce that we will begin to allow residents, and let me emphasize, not contractors, to drop off yard waste on weekdays at our Service Department facility, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. until 4 p.m. for such materials as grass clippings, leaves, garden debris, and small twigs. Quite often residents call our office looking for a source to, dispose of their yard waste, and this is going to give them an opportunity to a location closer to home where they can have this stuff composted. So we look forward to having them come by and do that for them. So brush will not be accepted on as part of the yard waste drop-off. The only brush to be accepted will be on brush days, which again, as I said before, is May 18th, and another one coming up on June 8th. One last note to residents, and a clear sign of the times. We recently went out to bid for rock salt for the 2019-2020 winter season, along with countless communities throughout the state of Ohio. Lake County received the lowest bid in all of Ohio. Our estimated salt price has increased nearly 30% over last year's cost. That, for our department, represents a minimum of $50,000 increase in cost to continue to provide the same current level of service. The unfortunate fact is this cuts into our improvement programs outside the winter months. With no reasonable expectation for additional funds being generated, the day will come when we have to rethink travel in winter conditions or lower our expectations for road improvements and get used to roads being patched over and over again as becoming the norm. It's unfortunate, but that is a substantial increase. And, we try, we practice, a lot of different ways to try to stretch, salt out and make all that work. But when they raise costs like that, obviously, as I stated, we're not getting any more funds coming in. So those funds for winter operations dictate what we do in the summer also. So it will cut into, larger, improvements that we would normally do. So hopefully that trend will turn around at some point, or like I said, I think the traveling society is going to at some point have to start to adjust to conditions to be able to drive on a little bit more snow-covered roads. Sure. Right. So it's unavoidable. It's in the
bizarre.
future.
It's bizarre to add, salt that kills our roads to the roads, for safety, when then
Right.
they, so it's a sickle.
Right. Well, it's like it's going
problem.
to cost us more to add to the destructor, the obviously salt on the roads. So anyways, in closing, we extend to our residents a reminder that if you have any questions regarding services provided by our department, or have observations that you may want to report to our department, you can find contact numbers and other related information under the Service Department tab at Concord website, www.concordtwp.com, or call our office directly at area code 440-350-3225. That concludes our report for the Service Department.
Frank,
for
I
May
want
1st.
to thank you for our Arbor Day. It was a wonderful experience. It was, as much as it was in the middle of the rain.
Right. It was great.
I learned more about planting trees than I ever thought, I would. And the guy was excellent. He was
Yes,
just
he was.
excellent. Ben was just fabulous. And, just to remind everybody that it's amazing how much water those trees suck up. And so as we start to have these stormwater problems, plant a tree, it sucks up a lot of water. So thank you.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Thanks, Frank.
Thank you.
Zoning Department, Heather.
Good evening. Okay, so during the month of April, the zoning department's been busy with zoning permit applications. We processed 37 permit applications and collected just over $4,200 in fees. Of those permits, 12 were for accessory buildings, 8 decks, 6 fences, 3 wall signs, 2 single-family dwellings, 1 for a new agricultural building, a structural alteration, a change of use, a commercial alteration, a pavilion, and a swimming pool. Next week, we have both our zoning commission and our board of zoning appeals meetings back to back. Tuesday at our zoning commission meeting, we're having a public hearing on some proposed zoning text amendments that the commission's been working on for the last several months. And on Wednesday, the BZA will be meeting at 7 p.m. as we have one old case to review. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's going on in the rec department?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome Trustee Don Dorfer.
Thank you, Deborah.
On behalf of the Recreation Department, we are thrilled to work for you and with you to serve the residents of Concord Township. Through your work at the Lake County Sheriff's Office, we've already witnessed firsthand your deep commitment to community, impeccable character, and compassion for others, so welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
I'd also like to thank Auditor Galloway for his many years of dedicated leadership to Concord Township. Simply put, this man is the stuff of legends, and I thank you. Thank you for your leadership. I wish him the best and look forward to your leadership at the county level. And now I am happy to report that the Concord Township Recreation Department is offering residents and guests an abundant variety of programs in May. Classes include beginning yoga and pound, the exercise class using weighted drumsticks on Monday evenings. There we go. Martial arts on Tuesday and Thursday evenings, and yoga, Pilates fusion, and Tai Chi on Wednesday evenings. Free your creative energy at our beach glass jewelry making class at the Old Stone School. And new this month, we begin offering life skills for teens classes where teenagers can learn to change a tire, interview for their first job, balance a bank account, and life skills like that. Also new this month, we'll offer a class called How to Talk So Your Kids Will Listen and Listen So Your Kids Will Talk. And this one sounds exceptionally promising. And for those about to retire, we once again offer our Getting Started with Medicare class. Our Library Tuesday programs continue in May with Color Me Concord, Getting to Know CleveNet, the history of the Painesville Railroad Depot, and creating a rug using t-shirts. To sign up for a class, go to concordtwp.com and click on the Community Recreation Registration link, or call the Recreation Department for immediate assistance. Earlier this afternoon, our 55-plus group painted flowery masterpieces during our popular Paint and Punch program with artist Monique LaFortune, sponsored by the Concord Village Skilled Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our next 55-plus group gathering is the first in a new monthly evening series. So on Monday, March 6th from 6 to 8 p.m., seniors are invited to attend a Planning for Life program at the Community Center, where special vendors will provide information and giveaways designed to help plan your future and just make life easier. And our May 15th program is all about mom, when the Recreation Department staff hosts our annual Mother's Day tea. Ladies will be treated to a royal high tea as the Maple Mountain Chorus serenades guests. Seating is limited, so call today to reserve your spot. And if you've driven past the Old Stone School or parked there to stroll on the Greenway corridor, then you've seen that big, beautiful new perimeter fence surrounding the community garden. The fence was an Eagle Scout project of James Kearley, and we will host a ribbon cutting ceremony on Saturday, May 4th to commemorate the completion of the project and thank James for his hard work and dedication. So all are invited to attend. It's at the community garden behind the Old Stone School this Saturday at 2:30 p.m. and cake and punch reception afterward in the Old Stone School. The Recreation Department continues to seek Concord history from our residents to include in an upcoming Images of America book currently being written about Concord Township. We're now accepting photos and other historical items depicting life in Concord throughout the past 197 years for this special bicentennial book. And summer is fast approaching. That means it's time to get outside and enjoy our beautiful community. Our summer concert series, Concord Jams, begins on June 13th with the Blackjack Gypsies. The lineup goes on to continue the band Horse Feathers, the Family Dog Band, the Pop-Tarts, Abbey Rodeo, and of course the legendary Chardon Polka Band. Concerts begin at 7 p.m. at the gazebo at Town Hall. And summer also means celebrating Concord Township at annual community-wide events. So save the date of the weekend of August 10th and 11th for 2 days of family fun at Concord Community Day on Saturday, August 10th, and Safety Day on Sunday, August 11th. Planning is already underway for both events, and if you'd like to be involved, we'd love to hear from you. Applications for parade participants, Citizen of the Year nominations, and Community Day scholarships are already available on our website or can be picked up at the Community Center or at Town Hall. And finally, Residents should look for the summer 2019 edition of the Concord Grapevine in their mailboxes next week. It's packed with useful information from township departments and includes our summer class schedule, the concert series lineup, and the full community day schedule. For more information on all things recreation, please contact us at 440-639-4650. Visit Concord Township at concordtwp.com or stop by the community center for personal assistance. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Deb.
Deb.
Concord Law Enforcement, Sheriff's Office, Captain Warner, although you're chief to me.
It's nice to be here tonight. And by the way, you did a good job with Law Day today.
Thank you very much.
Probably one of the best moderators and people introducing the award winners for the Liberty and the Presidential Awards. So good job with that.
Thank you.
On behalf of Sheriff Dunlap, Chief Liam Bruno, and the entire staff at Lake County Sheriff's Office, we welcome Trustee Don Dorfer to the realm here, and we look forward to working with you and know that you'll
Thank
be
you,
our
Captain.
a supporter like you always have been, like the rest of the board has. And now that you're taking care of my paycheck on the other end, Trustee Galloway, I thought I was away from you, and now you're back taking care of my pay over there. So. But I appreciate it. It's always on time. So listen, the Sheriff's Office has been pretty busy here in Concord Township. And it's surprising that I'm here for the first time giving a report in over 3 years. But nobody else was left, so here I am. They did 1,221 calls in the month of April, 24 citations, 223 warnings, 3 driving under suspension, 3 operating under the influence, 5 injury accidents, 8 damage accidents. You had a couple of arrests. Drugs are still a big issue. Not as bad in Concord as in other communities, but still a problem. And the Sheriff's Office is working very hard. What's interesting is the Sheriff's Office still goes out and checks doorknobs on your business checks. That wasn't done many years ago, and law enforcement got away from it. But they find by going out and checking the doorknobs, which our office does, and they did that about 174 times in the month of April, which really makes a big difference. It deters people, and it checks when there's a lot of open doors. People leave their doors open. They are able to find that. People leave their cars open, leave the lights on in their car. At night when the sheriff deputies are out wandering around on patrol, they're doing a good job with checking on that. And I'm very proud to be part of that organization. But we do have a warning for all of you. School buses, when the red lights are on, you need to stop both ways on a 2-lane highway, especially up on Johnny Cake and Old Johnny Cake. We've given out quite a few citations over the last month because of the cameras that are on Menor school buses, and we have 0 tolerance for violating those rules. And that's my report.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir.
Brings us to audience. Audience? Audience? Questions? I'm just going to remind your daughters that if they ever want to put you on the spot, they can come to the audience portion of these meetings and ask you a question.
That's great. That's great. They might want to do that for their history class or government class.
Or advancing their allowance.
Yeah.
All right, old business, we have none. New business, we have the limited home rule resolution number 2019-1, a resolution by the Concord Township Board of Trustees to identify the systems of public roads, streets, and highways within the township under the jurisdiction of the state of Ohio, County of Lake, and Concord Township respectively, and the corresponding requirements of care and maintenance established thereto pursuant to Ohio law. This will be our first reading. Any questions regarding that?
Do we have to read it?
That's we just did.
Oh, that's all you
That's-
have to
that's-
do? Okay,
That's it. That's the first reading.
all right.
We will have 2 additional readings, so prior to a vote on that, we need to vote on the April financial
Excuse me.
reports.
Mr. Chairman, that should be just one more vote.
One more?
It's 2 readings.
2 readings.
May I have a copy of that
Yes.
sometime?
You can have the original, how's that,
Oh,
for now?
okay. Thank you.
And Mr. Lucas is right, we do have 2 readings on that, so. How about April financials?
You were giving them this afternoon?
I know. Any questions?
None.
I love that they were emailed to me.
Thank
Love
you.
that.
I thought you might.
I love that. I will entertain a motion to approve the April financials.
So moved.
Second?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, fire department, conditional offer to part-time firefighter EMT basic, Sterling Black, pending background check and physical. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 A vote for the fire department accepting resignation letter of Callahan Henderson, effective April 15th, 2019.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We need a vote on the fire department's accepting part-time firefighter Inspector Ken Abrams' letter of intent to retire effective May 2nd, 2019. Prior to said motion, does anybody want to read?
I will read.
Thank you.
In recognition of 9 years of service, Fire Inspector Kenneth Avram, the Concord Township Board of Trustees and Chief Matt Zabo, Concord Township Fire Department, wish to extend our sincere appreciation and heartfelt congratulations to Kenneth Avram on his retirement from the Concord Township Fire Department. Ken began his career in public service in the United States Air Force in 1968. His fire service career has spanned over 40 years. In addition to his service to Concord Township, Ken spent 31 years with the Lyndhurst Fire Department, retiring as a captain. He held the State of Ohio paramedic certification and served the city of Willoughby Hills as fire marshal. As fire inspector for Concord Township, Ken has fostered positive relationships between business owners and Concord Township. He has worked diligently to ensure commercial structures are safe for employees and customers. Ken has been a strong advocate of promoting fire safety, preventative education, into code enforcement. He has been instrumental in ensuring Concord Township is a desirable location for new businesses, establishment, and growth. Concord Township wishes Ken all the best that retirement can offer and honors him for his years of providing fire inspections and education to the Concord Township community. The Concord Township Board of Trustees.
Thank you. How about a motion to accept his retirement?
moved.
You moved? Okay,
Yes.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, a vote on the PO in the amount of $6,987.60 to Physio Control, Inc. for an annual fees.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 Mr. Milczewski?
Yes.
For the next one, the purchase order should be made payable to BTK Tools and Equipment LLC. That is the proper name of that particular Snap-on tools.
BTK,
Tools and Equipment LLC.
all right, so I'm looking to have a motion for a PO in the amount of $3,750 to BTK Tools and Equipment LLC. These are Snap-on tools for the diagnostic equipment.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, how about a vote to approve the service department's request for summer hours, Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. effective May 20th, 2019 through August 30th, 2019.
Oh, so moved for that. That's good.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we've been doing this for several years now, and when Frank talks about the extra cost of $50,000 for salt, really, that's $50,000 of asphalt or cement that we can't put down during these long summer hours that our guys work, and they do an excellent job. And we put a lot of asphalt and a lot of cement down on our roads ourselves, besides our outside contracts. So, thank you to them. To set a public hearing for tax budget for the effective next year. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking May 15th, 7:25 PM. Does that work for everybody?
It does.
Sure does.
Yes.
Okay. It's a little early, but better to be early.
You want to make a motion, Connie?
Yeah. I'll move that we set the public hearing on May 15th at 7:25 for the tax budget.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, future meeting announcements. Okay, we have on May 4th at 2:30 this Saturday, we have our ribbon cutting, not dedication. It's already been dedicated, so now we're just ribbon cutting. It's a gorgeous fence.
Yep.
So that's May 4th at 2:30, that's this Saturday. On May 7th at 7 PM is the zoning meeting in Town Hall. On Wednesday, May 8th at 7 PM, we have the BZA meeting in Town Hall. On Wednesday, May 15th at 6:30, we have the trustees' office hours and Concord Community Day update in the conference room. At 7:25, we will have our tax budget for next year. At 7:30, we'll have our trustees meeting. And again, on May 18th, from 8 to 2 PM, brush days in the service department garage. Love to see everybody out there. Anything for good of the order?
No, not at all.
Okay, we'll close. Thank you. Connie, anything?
Nope, thank you.
This meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, good. I'll get home before.